Most clothing brand owners are actually stupid. I'm telling you, I've worked in this space for 9 years now. I've been running my own brand and worked with thousands of other brands online. And the amount of inexperienced, delusional entrepreneurs in this space that expect quick money, they are impatient and they want to get quick results and they don't understand this space at all is insane. And this video here isn't about crapping on people's dreams. I want you to go after what you want to go for in life. You don't have to listen to me or watch this video. You can click off if you want, but I'm here to share with you the honest truth around this space. There's something happening in the clothing space where it's just like an epidemic of people trying to make quick money and they think that they're going to blow up in an instant and they think it's going to be way easier than it is. I wanted to explain to you the importance of the disconnect that's happening here and how to not be one of the clothing brand owners that is actually stupid. But before we get into the meat and potatoes here, I want to let you know that Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at design.com. If you've got the clear vision for a design, but you're not a designer yourself, this is perfect for you. Go to design.com/apparel success and use the AI logo generator. Type in the exact idea for your design, hit enter. Thousands of logo ideas are going to come up that you can choose through and edit and refine these logos as long as you want for free until it's perfect. Play around with this as long as you want for free at design.com/apparel success and you'll get up to 88% off at checkout. All right, back at it here. Let's add a little bit of positivity to this video. What do you say? I've been a little bit here, just get fired up because this actually just drives me nuts whenever I see it. Here are the ways to not be one of the stupid entrepreneurs in this space. The number one reason why most brand owners are stupid is because they have unrealistic expectations for how their brand's gonna go when they launch, and it's completely out of touch with reality. Most brand owners, when they're first starting up, if they haven't done this before, think that that very first Instagram post or very first TikTok post that they make is going to explode their brand just forever into the future, and they're always going to be crushing it from that point out. Now, why do we do this? I was a victim of this as well when I started up my brands. I'm not any different from any of you watching this video. I'm the same way. When I first started up my brands, there's this delusion that takes over in your brain before you launch, before you get any feedback, where you think that, oh my God, there's all of this potential and I have such a great idea. When I post this, it's going to go like this and somebody's going to see it and it's going to go here and then, oh my gosh, like this is going to take off. This is going to crush. I'm going to become a millionaire overnight. Oh my God, like you freak out about it. This happens because we create a fantasy in our heads for how we want things to go. But the world outside of us doesn't care about how we want things to go. What they really care about is the value that your clothing brand is offering them, your ability as an entrepreneur to market to them in a way that's going to connect with them. And this is where the disconnect happens. So one of the ways to not be a stupid clothing brand owner in this space is to recognize that when you launch your brand, it's totally fine if things don't go amazing right at the get-go. Having patience around this and having the understanding that things need to be tweaked and iterated and adjusted and changed until you create that perfect product market fit for your audience. And you could even have an amazing product market fit for your audience, but maybe your marketing's off. And maybe the way that you're coming across or the types of posts that you're making aren't connecting. Or maybe it's just you haven't been a brand long enough and haven't developed brand history or gotten enough impressions in front of your audience to really connect with them and to just develop enough trust with them. There are all of these little factors that go into selling to people and what they need in order to be disarmed and in order to remove the friction and in order for them to buy. And we just completely eliminate all of that from our thinking when we're considering our brand from the beginning and when we consider launching it. A lot of times that delusion takes over. We can just get so excited and we just hope it just goes into the future. And a lot of times that just doesn't happen. And you watching this video here, you might not be like most clothing brand owners. And likely if you've watched my other content on this channel, I've helped you in some way to not become a clothing brand owner like that, because you'll have the understanding that you need to put systems in place for your marketing, that this doesn't happen overnight, that you need to make changes to your brand and constantly tweak your product and constantly tweak your website and constantly tweak your social media strategy so that it's connecting with your target audience. Because these are the types of brand owners that aren't stupid, that are smart, and they actually end up developing a product and developing a brand that's made for other people. Where when people come across your brand, they can tell that you've earned this purchase. You've earned it through all of the hours and weeks and months that you've put in to your product development, to understanding your market, to the risks that you took with different content strategies to try and understand people, because you're doing it for them. You're doing it to connect with them so that it's a fair transaction and you're not just trying to make money off of people. Because that's another big reason why most brands don't do well at the beginning, is they're just so self-focused. Everything's about making quick money. They want to become successful right out of the gate, and it's all me, me, me. I need this right now. You know, I'm just making this clothing brand so that I can make money, so that I can become a successful entrepreneur. And you're not at all focused on what people want. Making money is an exchange of value. You receive money for something great that you've created that people are enjoying and want to purchase from you, and you can't create something that people want to purchase without focusing on them. And another huge reason most clothing brand owners are stupid is because they don't understand what that value exchange is. They don't understand what value is inside of a clothing brand and how to deliver value through a clothing brand. Most new clothing brand owners come up with random ideas that are so disconnected from their target audience. It might be like their last name in their brand. There's no clear market for who they're going after. They don't know whether they're streetwear. They don't know whether they're lifestyle. They don't know what type of brand they are. And they don't understand the reason, the true deep reason why somebody would want to buy their clothing from them. They don't understand that there are 4 main types of value that people are getting when they're buying clothing. Emotional appeal. Emotional appeal is the ability to connect with your clothing, with your target audience's identity, understanding who they are so that they want to buy because it's triggering some sort of emotional relevance for them. So for my clothing brand, K-Bud, it's a Canadian lifestyle brand that's really funny. All of our shirts had really funny sayings on them so that when people see it, there's a resonance there. They get it. They say those things themselves and they want to buy it because it's a part of who they are. It's a part of their identity and it's connecting with that. And that's the value that they're getting when they buy the clothing. The second type of value is aesthetic value. Clothing brands that are based on how they look, how they appear to the eye. The optics are really good. The shape, the cut of the clothing, everything is super dialed in and matching a particular style that your target audience wants to wear. The third value people get from clothing is social status. Your clothing, for whatever reason, is increasing the way that they feel about themselves and the way that they rank among other people that they're around. Rolex, Gucci, all the designer brands, that's how they've built their entire brand value, is on the social status. And the fourth type of value is utility value. This is what my new brand is based on. Therapy wear is it's clothing that offers some real utility function. When people wear our clothing, there's literal heat in the neck, back, and shoulders to relax your muscles and to make you feel better. Maybe your clothing has a pocket that's super useful, or it's got some feature in it that holds a particular thing, whatever it is. Those are the 4 main types of value. I'm telling you, 0.5% of new brands that start up understand this. They just don't know it. Like, if you're watching this video, you're one of the very few who can understand that on a deep enough level. And through understanding that, you're going to be one of the few that's not a dumb brand who's actually going to create a brand that has value. So to recap here, have realistic expectations if you're getting into this space. Understand that there's a low barrier to entry. There's an insane amount of clothing brands out there, and it's going to be highly competitive, which means you need to do something different. You need to do something truly unique and amazing and offer that value. Understand that when it comes to the bottleneck in your marketing strategy, it's likely going to be that you need to create a system and you need to be really disciplined with whatever strategy you put in place to pump it out regularly so that you can get in front of your audience and get in front of them in the right way. And then understand the value that your brand is offering. Understand the value that people are getting when they buy your clothing. Is it emotional appeal, aesthetic in the design, an increase in social status, or utility value? Understand all that so that you can remove any ignorance, you're not naive, and you can actually start to get results for your brand. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. I read every single one. Hit the like button if you got some value out of it. And if you want to work with me and a community of other clothing brand owners, check out apparelsuccessmastermind.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.